Welcome to Swagata's Way of Knowledge.
Previously, we have learned that computer language is differentiated into two parts, that is the high level language and low level language. And this all that in these languages we have learned the machine language, assembly language, and high level language. So now these languages are differentiated into some generation. So how many generation we have? First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. These five generations are there. In the first generation, what is coming in the first generation? That is the machine language. We know what is the machine language. We have previously discussed about the machine language. So, in the first generation is the machine language. What will be the example? Example will be the binary language. Okay, we don't need to explain it again because in the previous class I have explained the binary language. If anyone have missed the previous video, so just go to the previous video and listen the what is the binary language, machine language, like this way. Okay, second is the assembly language. Assembly language, what is the example of this is known as the middle level language. Okay. What is the third generation language? Third generation language is the procedural programming language. In the procedural programming language, the instruction is giving in such a way, by the step by step the instruction is giving, to give the instruction to the computer to tell that we have to do the work like this way. It is the instruction are giving in the step by step this format. So what we can say in the procedural programming language, that is the Pascal, COBOL, etc. are the example of the binary language. So if we give this underline, we can easily differentiate it all the example and the next is the fourth generation language. Fourth generation language is that we are known that it is a procedural language. This is known as the non-procedural language. That means in this language is very easy to the user. User only instruct the computer then what it have to do and what he have to not to do. That means it is again very simple to give the instruction to the computer. So this is the fourth generation computer or non-procedural language we use. And what is the example of this? This is the C plus plus, Java. These are the example of this type of language. And this is the fifth generation language is the artificial language. Artificial language, or we are saying is a shortcut manner, that is the AI. Artificial language. Okay. Or we are saying the artificial intelligence. Now coming to the next part, that is the fifth generation. Fifth generation is known as the artificial intelligence, or in short where we have said it is the AI. So what is the example of this? The example of the AI is LISP, Prolog. These are the example of the fifth generation computer language, that is the artificial language. The example is this. So this chart is very much important. This is, we have differentiated the language according to the generation wise. Okay, so this chart is very much important. If you remember the chart, you can easily give the answer of any of the question. Who have viewing this video and not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and view and enjoy all my videos. Now let's to the point, that what is the translator? Translator is such a thing which can translate the language. That suppose when we are going to going somewhere where we don't know that language. Suppose we are going to the Spain and we don't know the Spanish. So we need one interpreter who can communicate, or we can translate the this language. So the translator is such a thing which can convert the language into one language to the other language. So here in the computer, what is the translator? Suppose the human are writing the give the instruction the computer in the English language. But what we know? We know that computer don't know any other language except the binary language. But it is a very difficult to user to remember all the codes which are related to the binary. So there is the purpose of the translator. Translator, what will do? Translator will the convert the whatever the instructor will give the instruction to the computer to the binary language, and binary language to the user understandable language. So suppose this is the user understandable language. This language will be anything. So this is the user understandable language, and this is the binary language. So what will be happen? The user don't know the binary language and the computer don't know the user understandable language. So we need interpreter here. What will we do? It will convert the user understandable language to the binary language. By this, when it will be understand, then again it will be convert the binary language in the user understandable language. Okay. Suppose I am writing here, the user written the 5. So binary language don't understand the value of 5. It know only the binary. So translator will translate the 5 into the binary value, that is the 101. So computer will understand this. Suppose the computer, what we have to say? We have to say the source code is translated by the translator. That means source code is translated by the translator. Then we have to know the object code. So what is the main purpose of the translator? Translator will translate the source code into the object code and object code into the source code. So this way it will be convert the one code to the another code. Now there is the some types of translator we can see. So what are the translator are there? There are some type of translator are present. What are they? They are the assembler and for the high level language translator. High level language translator, in this there are the two translator. One is the interpreter and another is the compiler. Now we have know what is the assembly language. So in the assembly language, from the assembly language to the binary code, the which translator is converted, it is known as the assembler. This translator is known as the assembler. Okay, so this assembler is used in the assembly language. This assembler is used in the assembly language. What it will do? It will convert the assembly language into the machine understandable language and machine understandable language to the assembly language. So these assembler are used in the assembly language. Next is the high level language, where you can see there are two types of translator are used. One is the interpreter and this is the compiler. What is the purpose of the interpreter and what is the purpose of the compiler? Interpreter will take, suppose I have written some line of text, line of code. Translator will read from the left to right and line by line it will be decoded. Okay. Suppose any error will occur in this position. So is rectify it and then it goes to the next part. So the interpreter will convert the line by line the source code into the object code. And whatever the compiler, suppose I am writing some program in this way. Compiler will compile all the program. If any error will occur, anything will be occur, it gives the result in the last. That means compiler compile the whole things at a time. So these interpreter and compiler are used in the high level language. Now we have to say some difference between the interpreter and the compiler. What we have to learn? Have to the interpreter and compiler difference. So what is the interpreter? We know interpreter convert the code into the line by line. So it will scan the source code in the line by line, but compiler will scan the whole code at a time. That means entire code it will be scanned at a time. Then what will be the interpreter do? Interpreter do converts the line into machine form. That means a single line it will be converted into the machine form. Then it will be execute and then process to the next line. That means one line should be totally completed. Then it will go to the next line. But in the compiler, the entire code into the object code is converted into the at a time. That means during execution, interpreter is needed. That means as the interpreter convert in the line by line, so in the time of execution, interpreter needed, but compiler don't need in the time of execution, because after we are writing the whole program, at last we have the use of the compiler. Next is execution time is more. Why more? Because when the time of execution, each and every line is checked by the interpreter or the converted by the interpreter, so it will take the much more time, but in the compiler it will take the less time. So this is the difference between the interpreter and the the compiler. So today, up to this, we have explained you all of the things, so you will remember it and practice in your home. If any doubt, then definitely you will mail me. I will try to give you the answer. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.